Hey, welcome back. Today we're looking at something people have done for thousands of years without ever stopping to ask where it came from. Drinking. So when did ancient humans first start and why does alcohol feel so good? Let's get into it. Tonight, somewhere in the world, someone is pouring a drink. Something to take the edge off a long day. Something to share with friends. It feels like one of the most ordinary things a person can do. But that drink is far older than you think. Older than cities. Older than farming. Older, in fact, than humans themselves. So, when did we actually start drinking alcohol? And why does a substance that is technically a poison feel so good? The answer goes back millions of years. And it starts not with a human, but with a piece of rotting fruit. Let's start with something strange. Your body is already built to handle alcohol, and it was built that way long before you were born, long before anyone was. Deep in your DNA, there is a gene that produces an enzyme for breaking down ethanol, the alcohol in every drink. And scientists found something remarkable. Around 10 million years ago, one of our distant ape ancestors developed a mutation in that gene. A single change that made their bodies roughly 40 times better at processing alcohol. Think about that. 10 million years ago. Our ancestors weren't human. They weren't even close. But their bodies were already adapting to alcohol. Why? The leading explanation is called the drunken monkey hypothesis. Picture an ancient ape living in the trees. Its food is fruit. But ripe fruit doesn't stay fresh. As it ripens and falls to the forest floor, it begins to ferment. Natural yeasts turn its sugars into alcohol. So the most calorie-rich, ready-to-eat fruit, the fruit on the ground, was also slightly alcoholic. The apes that could tolerate that alcohol could eat that fruit without getting sick. They got more calories, they survived better. And the faint smell of alcohol became a signal that food was ripe and ready. In other words, the attraction to alcohol may have started as a survival tool, a nose for finding the richest food in the forest. That instinct is still inside you. The smell, the pull, the reward, all leftovers from an ancestor following the scent of fermenting fruit. But that's accidental alcohol. When did humans start making it on purpose? For that, we jump forward millions of years, to humans who looked much more like us. And the first deliberate alcohol was almost certainly the simplest. Fruit or honey, left in water, left alone. Honey mixed with rainwater and wild yeast ferments into mead, possibly the oldest intentional alcohol of all. Wild fruit, mashed and stored, turns to a rough wine. None of this required knowledge, it required noticing. Noticing that the liquid left sitting did something to the person who drank it. Then came farming, around 10,000 years ago. And here is one of the most debated ideas in all of human history. We have always assumed early humans farmed grain to make bread, to eat. But some researchers argue the opposite. That one of the first reasons humans planted and harvested grain on a large scale was to make beer. Beer before bread. The idea that the desire to drink, to gather, to feel that warm loosening, may have been one of the forces that pushed humans towards settling down and farming in the first place. We may have built civilization, in part to keep the drinks flowing. So why? Why did this matter so much to ancient humans? Part of it is chemistry. Alcohol triggers the brain's reward system. It releases dopamine. It lowers stress and quiets the part of the mind that worries. For a brain that spent every day watching for danger, that feeling was rare and powerful. But the bigger reason may be social. Picture an ancient group around a fire. Drinking together did something important. It lowered everyone's guard at the same time. It made people talk, laugh, open up, and bond. It built trust between people who had to depend on each other to survive. Shared drinking became ritual. It marked celebrations, agreements, funerals, the turning points of a life. A substance that loosened the tongue and softened the walls between people was, for a deeply social species, enormously valuable. Alcohol didn't just feel good, it helped hold the group together. Of course, ancient humans also discovered the other side. The same substance that bonded a group could also poison it. They felt the hangover, the same pounding head you feel, thousands of years before anyone could explain it. Some drank too much, some couldn't stop. The addiction we struggle with today is not a modern invention. It rode in on the very same ancient reward system. From the very beginning, alcohol was both gift and trap, a source of joy, connection, and ritual, and a source of harm. Humans have been balancing those two things for as long as there have been humans, and far longer. So the next time you raise a glass, remember what you are really holding. Not a modern indulgence. Not something we invented. A reward built into your body 10 million years ago by an ancestor who followed the smell of fallen fruit. A ritual older than farming, older than cities, older than writing. You didn't discover the drink. It has been waiting in your blood the whole time.